ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cat Talk here on GreenCountyHeraldOnline.com. I'm Russell Turner, my good friend Nick Chatham, the AD, baseball coach, and just all-around general good guy here at Greene County High School. And Nick, like we've been talking about, it's been a minute since we've done Cat Talk, so it's kind of cool to be back doing it.
Yeah, it has been. I actually did an episode last week, and they just couldn't get the sound right on it because of the location we did it in. But we had Daniel Pridgeon on and Dylan Lavinghouse.
Yeah.
Lavinghouse.
And I hate it for both those kids because they were fun to talk to.
Yeah.
And both good kids. We were talking about soccer last week and leading up to their playoff matches this past Saturday. And we'll get to that in a few minutes too with our guest today. But that's one of the things that's been going on out here is a lot of soccer, and both teams made it to the third round of the playoffs. So that's a big deal. That hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah, that's a really big accomplishment for any team to go, second, third, fourth round of the playoffs. Of course, fourth round is South State, but it takes a lot to get there. So that was a good accomplishment. I know our kids had a great experience in playing in that third round. The deeper you go in the playoffs, the better the atmospheres get, the more the pressure becomes. So that was a good experience. Basketball is getting ready to wrap up their regular season and getting ready to start the district tournament. We'll talk about that a little bit with our athletes today.
We got powerlifting that's going on right now. We've had one meet for the boys, and we had 3 guys advance to the next level, and I think the girls will compete this weekend. Is that correct?
Yep, this weekend.
So a lot of things going on out here. It's kind of in that time of the year, headed towards graduation already. A lot of talk already about graduation, and it'll be here before you know it. But we got a few things to talk about. We've got 2 really cool guests coming on with Andrew Lott and Alisa Johnson, so I'm excited about today.
Baseball and softball kicking off
Baseball
in 2
and
weeks
softball. Wait, now this weekend, both you guys have Meet the Wildcats and Meet the Lady Cats.
Yep.
The girls had a inter squad this past Saturday. Had a big crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, a really big crowd. I was shocked of how many people were out just to see that. And the decks already had people. There was a few folks grilling. I mean, it was a great atmosphere, and they haven't even started playing yet.
Yeah,
so.
We had one last night and probably had 100 people here. So it's
amazing.
awesome to get that support, and the people are just ready for some baseball and softball. So
we'll talk to Andrew and Alisa, and then we'll come back and we'll talk to Nick a little bit about his upcoming baseball season. So stick around and stay with us, and we'll be right back. The mission of Greene County Farm Bureau is to provide you with unmatched customer service and attention. If you're looking for home, auto, or life insurance, you should definitely give Jared Lott or Tyler Bray a call to learn more about the full line of insurance and financial services they have available. It's easy to find out if you're getting the type of coverage you need at the best possible rates. Just drop by and see Jared or Tyler at 812 Main Street in Leakesville, or give them a call at 601-394-2801.
all right, folks, welcome back to Cat Talk. As promised earlier, we're joined today by 2 of our student athletes here, Mr. Andrew Lott and Miss Alisa Johnson, or better known as Alisa, not the Lisa, but Alisa Johnson. And we're glad to have them on today. Both of them are outstanding students here at our school. Alisa, top 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you finish?
Salutatorian.
Salutatorian. And Mr. GCHS himself right here.
Yes, sir.
Top
15.
Top 15.
We don't talk about it.
So we throw that term around student athlete, and they really do embody that. So glad to have you guys on with us today.
Definitely. Glad to see him representing with some Mississippi
Absolutely.
State stuff.
Got to represent.
And we've got the Rugrats on here too. Seriously though, these guys are involved in a lot out here at the high school. We're going to start with Lisa because you do have a lot going on right now. You just wrapped up soccer season, and where she is the star player, and she's also a key for the girls basketball team, which wraps up the regular season this Friday, correct?
Yes, sir.
Here or at George County?
George County. At
George County, and then at some point next week we start region tournament.
Right.
So talk to us about soccer first. I know you made a pretty deep run. Y'all haven't done that in a while, and that had to be pretty exciting.
It was. Yeah, Coach Jana really was able to build us up, because I know this summer she wasn't really here a lot, so we weren't really put together at all. But it definitely got better when she came back, and she pushed us as hard as we could go, and yeah.
Well, Coach Chapman and I talk about it all the time, that you want to be playing your best, baseball, basketball, whatever, when it comes to this point in the season, and clearly you guys were. So they made it to the third round and run into a very strong Stone County team to eliminate them on Saturday. But congratulations on a good season. And if I'm not mistaken, you were the top scorer for the team this year, correct?
Probably.
Yeah.
Little be humble.
Little humility there. But let's skip off of that and go right into basketball. A little bit of an up and down season. You lost one of your top players, obviously, and that changed roles for everybody, did it not?
It did, but it kind of pushed. It allowed the other girls to step up, and so yeah, we lost Brianna, and we were pretty down about that, but we knew we had to step up.
Right.
You mentioned Coach Jana pushing you hard. I know you might not know this, but we talk about her playing basketball and soccer, but there's a lot more to that than just saying you play basketball and soccer. She's playing sometimes 2 games on one night. Talk to us about how challenging that is to play 2 sports in one season.
Well, at this point, I've kind of gotten used to it, but yeah, it can be stressful. Kind of a lot of pressure put on you because I don't want to let either team down.
Right.
So I just feel like I have to be there for both teams. So with that in mind, that kind of just eliminates any tired, because I know I have business to handle.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just want to give credit to the coaches too. I mean, these 2 sports are going on at the same time, and they're having to juggle, their seasons. And I just Coach Jana and Coach Kimball for being willing to make that adjustment. So good for them, and good for you for the opportunity to be able to play. So, what's your expectation going into the tournament?
We definitely have a large chance. It just all depends on how we play as a team. That's if we, do what we need to do, then we definitely have a chance of being #1 in the district.
Right.
Oh, go ahead. I forgot what I was going to ask anyway.
Well, I do know that you have had quite a few girls have to step up and play new roles this year. We had a freshman the other night, I think, put in 27 points, was like 7 of 10 from beyond the arc. So she had the biggest game of her career. But there's a lot of other role players too that have stepped up and elevated their game. And as a fan, that's real fun to watch. So congratulations on it.
Also, congratulations on the college offer. Talk to us a little bit about that.
I signed recently to Copai Lincoln Community College
To play
to play
soccer.
soccer.
Good deal.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Good school, and they've made a lot of investments in their infrastructure and facilities up there as well. So good for you.
Andrew, we know. I'm sorry. Are you going to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say their soccer team came from nothing. Like they took away the soccer program because it wasn't really doing anything. So they had to build up, and I kind of chose because of that, because just seeing that build up and
Cool.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty good coaches up there.
A chance to be a part of
Yeah.
rebuilding a program. That's
Cool.
That's good for you. Good.
Yeah. Andrew, we switch over here now to boys basketball. Of course, you play boys basketball and football, and y'all's not to mention very good school spirit. You see him at volleyball games, and he's just leading the crowd.
Yes,
just a guy that enjoys high school sports and just being a part of a high school. But talk to us about y'all's season. Kind of like the girls, it's kind of been up and down. Tell us a little bit about it.
We started off really strong, winning the Richmond Rotary tournament back-to-back years, and before last year, in the whole 65 years that it was going on, we'd never won it before. So it's been a really great thing to come back and win it back-to-back years. That was a big accomplishment for us. And so, like I said, we started off really strong, and then towards the middle of the season, kind of hit a little lull, and we just we weren't playing good basketball, and we just weren't playing our brand of basketball. But here, whenever we hit district, we kind of hit our stride a little bit. I mean, we finished the district in the 4th seed, but I mean we fell to the #1 seed, Pastor Sham, by only 3 points at their place. So I feel very confident going into our district tournament.
Yeah, and like the girls, y'all lost a very vital player on y'all's team, and one of the twins that tore his ACL. How have y'all had to adjust with that, or has the depth just kind of taken over?
Well, like the twins and Jace, and we got a couple other freshmen that have just really stepped up and filled the roles that we need, because I mean we have seniors and then we have 1 junior, and other than that we're just a really young team. So it's we've just had a lot of younger guys step up to fill those roles.
And I appreciate the fact that both of y'all have talked about the freshmen, because there are some really talented freshmen, student athletes out here right now. But one way I look at it that y'all may not is that they do have the benefit of having senior leadership
Right.
to help them through this. You know, if they just had to jump out there and jump into those starring real high roles without some of you guys helping them figure it out, then that would be a much tougher job. So good for y'all for doing that. Watching you throughout the season, y'all were competitive in almost every game. There were a few games that got a little lopsided late, but for the most part, y'all were competitive in every game, and you do seem to be, like the girls, figuring out at the right time. So you played Stone, was it Monday night?
Yes, sir.
And you swept Stone, right? Okay, so y'all, I don't know, y'all are in the 3rd seed? Is that right? And y'all are in the 4th seed. So
yes, sir.
do you know when the tournament begins?
We will play Monday night because with there only being 5 teams in the district, there will be a play-in game to determine who will make the playoffs, and we will face Stone Monday night.
Right.
At Bay High.
At Bay High. Good
Yes,
deal. And y'all swept Stone this season.
We swept Stone so far this year.
But you can't take it for granted. You got right there.
We still got to show up, and Stone, they're a very good program, have been for the past several years. And if we got to show up and play good basketball. If not, we got some trouble on our hands.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, another interesting thing with you this year, Andrew, it was your senior season, and you got a new role and an expanded role on the basketball team this year. But you kind of had a little bit of a shakeup in your household too, with a transfer, transfer student, but an international student.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that experience and just him in general.
Well, Ayuki, he's a great kid and loves to nap. That's the best part of it. And he loves to fish. So me and him, we get along real good. I ask him whenever we get home, I was like, nap or fish? Nap today. And then the next day, I want to fish today.
Right.
So it's been really great. He's been a great addition to our team. I remember whenever we played George County here the other night, he hit a buzzer beater 3 at halftime to tie it up. And that really gave us a good momentum going into the half. And we were able to come out hot and eventually win it in overtime.
Yeah.
So he's just been a great addition to our team, and everybody loves Yuki. Every time he scores a point, all you hear is everybody go, you.
Yeah.
So, he's been a really great addition.
Well, I have noticed that when I come to the games, that people have embraced him, and that speaks a lot to you and your family, and so it's just cool that y'all had that experience to kind of get to know a little bit about his culture through him and vice versa. So,
yeah.
So anything y'all want to tell us? What y'all got going on? We know you're going to Coland. Where are you headed next?
I plan on starting at Jones first, getting all my basics out of the way, and then of course Mississippi State in the future. You got
Hill State.
Hill State, yes sir.
What is y'all's plans academically? What do you want to do?
Hopefully I can major in physical therapy.
Oh, good deal.
So
She learned that in her college and career readiness class.
Exactly.
What about you?
I've been looking towards the engineering, specifically probably electrical engineering, but I'll decide that whenever I get further along in college.
Well, there's plenty of time those first couple of years in college to change your mind, because Lord knows I did it.
Right.
Well, congratulations to both of y'all.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all being on, and you've got all the time in the world, so anything you want, how many listeners, viewers?
I think we're up to 1,700.
Seriously though, if y'all want to share something with these guys, do. If not, that's fine too.
Well, first of all, we got to go play the school down the road Friday.
Right.
So that's a great thing. If anybody's free Friday night and you want some entertainment, we'll definitely give y'all some good entertainment.
Right.
Yeah. We play them on their senior night, so that's always a good challenge for us to play them on their senior night.
Well, I will say this, the environment at the basketball games to me has become real fun. I like coming to games here on campus. It does seem to be a growing thing. And having those young guys come out as freshmen and do what they've done this year speaks to what we can do in the future. So,
I'll say this, and I'll close with this, Russell. We are proud of you guys representing Greene County in the future and what you've done for our school, so thank you for that.
Absolutely. I think that gets overlooked a lot is what these kids do to not only represent themselves and their families, but what they do to represent the community. And yet both of y'all do an excellent job. We're proud of y'all, and we wish y'all the best. So,
Thank you.
stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes. See, that didn't hurt.
That was good.
Thanks, y'all.
Tragic story, it wasn't recorded.
That has happened.
Here's a scenario. Work has sent you cross country. You drive 2,000 miles, eat something that resembles food, and seal the deal with a room full of strangers. Now you have a big old check, which means you hold in your hands the future of your company. But wait, you have the Singing River Federal app, which means you and thousands of others like you can bank wherever you are. So no more worries, except for whatever you ate. Singing River Federal, the better way to bank, wherever you are.
All right, folks, we're back. It was real cool having both those kids on with us today, and I'd be real surprised if you haven't heard their names, because both of them are very active in the school. Both of them are very good students and student athletes, and they're just highly involved. And it's just really neat to talk to them, because you get the feeling that both of them are going to be very successful at whatever they choose to do.
Yeah, you get kids in high school that just kind of float under the radar and just do their time that the government requires them to do, and then you get kids that really embrace the experience and enjoy the experience, and that's two that have done that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it was neat that you pointed out what you did about Andrew, because you're right. He supports everything that goes on out here, and a very vocal guy, very fun to be around. Never at a loss for something to say. So
and the kids follow Andrew. You know, if he brings something up, they're going to follow. If he says, "Hey, let's pack the gym out for the volleyball game," they're going to be there. And
good deal.
So good kids, great kids.
Absolutely. All right, so we promised we'd talk a little bit about baseball when we got back. We do plan on having an episode coming up where we have Coach Long from softball and Nick both. But just talk to us a little bit. How are things going so far?
Yeah, it's been exciting. You know, the state has allowed us this year, softball and baseball, to start after school practice a little earlier. Which what that's done for us has allowed us just to be a little better prepared going into next week when the season starts. And it's been a good couple first 3 or 4 weeks of practice. We're going to be young. People ask me all the time, how's baseball going to be? We're going to be good this year, and I just tell them that, you know, there's going to be some. So we've got a good mix of veterans returning, about half and half, and then some inexperienced guys. But we don't have enough veterans to just take the team on their shoulders and carry us. We've got some guys with some talent, but also with some inexperience. So there's going to be some growing pains for those guys early on, but we're just going to bear with them, and I think they'll be ready come division.
Well, and you've got a few kids, just like every other sport, you've got a few kids that are coming over from soccer or basketball. Or, I know that Luke Barfield, for instance, starting right fielder last year, a big part of what you do, is just now getting back with the team after playing soccer.
BJ's not back yet.
Right. So BJ Wright's still playing basketball, and the twins, of course, we've noted that we lost one of them to a little bit of an injury, but it's just exciting, and I can't recall a time since I've been covering Greene County, and since 1999, this freshman class is just deep and loaded, and there's a lot of really talented kids that play a lot of different sports.
Yeah, so there are. You mentioned the twins, and then you got Jace Matthews, and I don't want to start naming the people because I'll leave somebody out. But there's some female athletes in that group as well. They are a really talented class. Like you said, they play multiple sports, which is great, but also sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough on the body for a kid to just go one sport to the next. And
well, I've heard the expression all my life: if you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. And when you look this year at our top student athletes, the ones that are top in their class academically, and the ones that are starring on the athletic teams, it is the ones that are highly involved. They've got a lot. All of these kids have a ton going on, and it's teaching them time management and teaching them responsibility, and they're excelling at it, doing a lot better job of managing their time than probably you and I are.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just for those guys to be able to find time to get rest. I mean, when you play and you practice 24/7, I know just from baseball season, my one season that I coach, I'm wore out about halfway through, and I just can't seem to get enough rest. And I know those kids are dealing with that as well. So finding them that rest, each coach has to do a good job of building that in for them. For example, the basketball coach, after they played a whole season of football, he's got to find time to get those guys rest. And then, of course, I get them, after 2 seasons of playing, and I've got to find time to get them rest, and just we've got to work with them on that. But it's good to have those kids.
Well, we think about it. They're young. They can do anything. They can bounce back real quickly, and quite frankly, if they don't get the sleep, we talk about that all the time, but the kids don't know it. They want to stay up, talking to friends and doing things, and it's highly important because that's when your body, rebounds. So.
Yeah, and there's pros and cons of playing all the sports. I mean, obviously the pros are you get to play every sport and you get to have a great time in high school, and I always encourage that. But the cons are, sometimes you run and you run and you run in each sport, and it's kind of hard to build mass and to get in the weight room as you should. Right. Kids have to be go above and beyond in order to make those things happen.
Well, I think of B.J. Bryson Johnson. He plays football, basketball, baseball. He'd probably play soccer if he could figure out a way to work it in. So
I'll tell you something about B.J. and this speaks volumes to how hard those kids have to work. He gets up at 1 a.m. every morning and goes to the gym.
When does he sleep?
He said he goes to bed about 8 and then sleeps to about 1 a.m., goes to the gym, comes back home and goes to sleep.
Well, hey.
Don't know why 1 a.m., but that's,
I'm sure he doesn't have a lot of traffic in the gym at that.
And I think that's why he does it at that time. But he's got to find that time and play 3 sports to make it happen. And he wants it bad enough to do that.
And he just had an official visit to Ole Miss this past weekend, I believe. So,
where's that?
Some school up north.
Okay, but small school.
I really don't know that much about it. But anyhow, it's just a lot going on out here, and it's been fun. We'll get back with you about baseball and drill down on the specific positions and all of that, and get Coach Long in here. He's got a very talented squad coming back as well. So a lot going on at the high school. You got anything to add?
No, just a lot of
Saturday.
games.
You got Saturday.
Saturday. Well, we got ACT in the morning here, so. No, that's the Saturday after next. I'm sorry. Next Saturday for baseball and softball. Let's meet the Wildcats. If you want to come out and watch them scrimmage, both of those events will be free of charge. So come out and just enjoy yourselves. Our concession stand will be open. I don't know about softballs, but just come enjoy a day at the ballpark. And then the next weekend, both teams kick off with their opening season jamboree.
Right, and those are here as well.
Yes.
Now,
pretty sure. I know ours is.
Yeah, and theirs is as well. So, what time do they start?
Which
Saturday?
one?
This Saturday.
Saturday, our middle school team will scrimmage from 11 to 1, and then our JV varsity will scrimmage from 1 to 3.
Perfect. Come out, eat lunch at the ball field, and enjoy a day. I don't know about the weather. I think we're supposed to get a little bit of rain, but hopefully it'll be good enough you can get it in.
Yep. Come out and watch some baseball and softball and basketball, and just enjoy this last semester of school.
Yeah, well, it's been fun getting back together and doing this again. Hopefully we can get back on track and keep doing Cat Talk. As Nick and I say all the time, we have a blast doing this. If I didn't get to do anything but just talk to these kids in this environment, that'd be plenty for me. But we like sharing it with you guys. Once again, any recommendations you have for making this a better program, something you want to hear about, just send Nick an email or send me one, and we'll go from there. Anything else?
No, I've enjoyed it as well as you.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a great weekend, a blessed weekend, and take care.
A makeshift episode.
Sometimes that's just the way you got to do it, Nick.
So what are we going to do, Russell?
If you've suffered an injury and are seeking justice for that injury, you don't have to leave town to find a personal injury lawyer. You need to call Joe Beard with Beard & Stewart's Attorneys at Law. Hometown lawyers helping hometown folks. Give Joe a call at 601-394-5900. And remember, go Cats go!